Defiance Press and Publishing proudly presents this edition of Deep Dive. Today we review Written in Purple by Kristen Fruge.
Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Always fun.
Yeah, so today we're going to be diving into something a bit different.
A little bit, yeah.
It's a fictional book.
Yeah, a fictional book called Written in Purple.
Right.
And it takes place in the year 2050.
Oh, wow.
And, it's kind of
It's a future
world, kind of dystopian,
dystopian, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, China's in control. We're kind of in this post-pandemic world.
Right.
And one of the big things is that
AI teachers.
there's AI teachers in high school.
Yeah, so this is what we're going to be looking at today.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at, what is the impact of these AI teachers in the high school?
Right, and how do students react? How do adults react
Yeah.
to this very new system?
Yeah, how do they like it or not like it?
Exactly.
Right.
So the book does a really good job of
Yeah.
contrasting what the robots are supposed to be and what they actually are.
Right.
So on the surface level, it's
Yeah.
all about technological advancement,
This perfect education system.
Right.
But, underneath it all, it really is about
Yeah.
what happens when you lose that human element
Yeah.
in something so basic as, education and learning.
And what does that system look like?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Okay, so picture this. You walk into a classroom,
Okay.
and it's run by robots.
Oh, wow.
These AI teachers are designed to be, totally efficient.
Uh-huh.
They monitor students all the time.
Yeah.
They grade their work immediately.
Wow.
They even have, security measures in place.
Oh, my God.
It's really like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
But instead of fighting aliens,
Right.
these students are fighting this system
Right.
where every move is being watched by a machine.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, it is. And the book
Yeah.
delves into the psychology
Huh?
of what that does to you when you're constantly being surveilled.
Right.
It explores the idea that true
Yeah.
learning isn't just about, absorbing information. It's
Yeah.
about human connection. It's about
Right.
those aha moments that you get when you have a debate with someone or when a teacher recognizes your individual strengths and weaknesses.
Right. It's that mentorship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So these kids are
yeah, they're not just going to
pushing back.
sit back and take it.
Right.
So, for example, there's this kid named Jason,
Okay.
and he's kind of your typical
Yeah.
impulsive, rebellious teenager.
Right.
He actually tries to physically break out of the classroom.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just because he's an angsty teenager.
Right.
It's this visceral reaction to feeling trapped.
Yeah.
He feels dehumanized by the system.
Wow.
So his outburst is really a powerful symbol of
Yeah.
the need for autonomy and self-expression. It's like he's saying, I'm not just
Right.
a data point.
Yeah.
I have thoughts, I have feelings, and I refuse to be controlled.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And then we have,
And this theme of rebellion runs throughout the book.
okay.
It comes out in different ways.
Yeah.
So another kid, Carson, he's a little more strategic.
Okay.
He actually figures out
Yeah.
how to manipulate the robot's logic.
Oh, really?
He finds these little programming flaws and uses them to get out of trouble.
Oh, wow.
It's like he's playing chess
Right.
with this AI,
Yeah.
using their rigid rules against them.
That's pretty smart.
It really is, and it makes you think
Yeah.
about the relationship between human ingenuity and artificial intelligence.
Uh-huh.
Even the most advanced AI
Yeah.
could have these vulnerabilities.
Right.
And they could be exploited by people who understand how they work.
That makes you wonder, are we really in control of technology or?
Is it controlling us?
Yeah.
This is a scary thought.
It is. And then we
For
have
the whole class.
a whole class of freshmen
Yeah.
who decide to band together
Oh, wow.
and disrupt the robotic teachers.
They stage these organized protests and use their collective power
Right.
to basically expose the flaws in the AI programming.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
It's classic David versus Goliath. These kids using creativity and resourcefulness
Right.
to challenge a system that seems unyielding.
And what does that do to society, in the broader?
Yeah, well, there's some interesting changes
Yeah.
depicted in the book.
Okay.
Things like football's decline,
Oh, really?
the rise of robotics as a status symbol.
Wow.
There's this increasing censorship. And it feels like these values of community and shared experience are being eroded, replaced by this individualistic, technology-driven mindset.
That's a scary thought.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's not just the students dealing with this new reality.
Right.
The parents are.
Hooker.
Written in Purple shows a real range of parental reactions. You have Jamie Fontenot. She goes head-to-head with the robotic staff.
Wow.
And the new principal, Mrs. Leichenberg,
Oh, really?
when her son Jason gets injured by a security robot.
Oh my gosh.
She is outraged.
Rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She demands accountability,
Uh-huh.
and she's really questioning the whole premise of AI running the school.
Right.
She represents this growing group of people who are disillusioned with technology's promises.
Right.
They're seeing the unintended consequences.
Yeah.
The ways AI can control and manipulate
Right.
rather than empower.
It's like they're speaking two different languages.
It's like Jamie's expressing fear and anger,
Yeah.
a mother's natural instinct to protect her child.
Right.
But the robots are just processing inputs,
Right.
responding based on their programming.
You don't get it.
No empathy, no understanding of the
How?
human cost.
Yeah. So then you have like a different.
Right, then you have the Myers,
Okay.
Carson's parent,
Okay.
and they're a bit calmer, more analytical.
Okay.
They're kind of observing, gathering information
Right.
before reacting.
Trying to understand.
Exactly. It reflects the struggle I think a lot of us face with technology.
Right.
You know, do we embrace it blindly?
Right.
Or do we take a step back and assess the risks and
Yeah,
benefits?
well, make informed decisions.
Right. And then just as things are really heating up at the school,
Yeah.
you have this force of nature. Hurricane Camden
Oh my gosh.
enters the scene.
So it's not just AI we got to worry about now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just a random weather event either.
Yeah.
It becomes this catalyst
Okay.
for change. You know, it forces the characters and the reader
Right.
to face some hard truths.
Okay, so how does that work? Like, how does the hurricane?
Well, as the storm approaches,
Yeah.
the focus shifts
Okay.
away from this robotic control
Uh,
and moves toward more basic human needs.
yeah.
Survival community. It's almost like the chaos of the hurricane
Yeah.
mirrors the chaos
Yeah.
inside the characters.
That's interesting.
What's also interesting
Yeah.
is how this disaster brings back these traditional values. People start helping each other, sharing resources,
Oh, wow.
forming bonds that go beyond their differences.
It's like they remember.
Yeah, it's like this common enemy
Right.
reminds them what really matters.
Yeah. So do we have any new players entering the scene?
Oh, we do. A new character emerges.
Okay.
Her name is Princess.
Princess, okay.
Yeah, and she's not just another rebel with a cool name.
Yeah.
She brings this whole new perspective.
Okay.
She's a link to a time before this control.
Okay, interesting.
And she really emboldens the resistance, especially Carson and Jason.
Okay.
So she's introducing them to
Yeah.
new strategies, new ways of thinking about the
Right.
rebellion.
Okay.
And what's really fascinating is
Yeah.
she's connected to her grandmother,
Okay.
Nicole Thibodeau. He's this former teacher
Uh-huh.
who was forced out for her, quote unquote, radical ideas.
Oh, wow. So we're seeing
The seeds of a
racial
generation.
clash being sown.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And this clash really comes to a head
Okay.
during the football game
Oh, really?
when Mrs. Leichenberg makes a surprise return
Oh, wow.
and tries to assert her authority.
Okay.
And her pronouncements
Yeah.
spark a full-blown riot,
Oh my gosh.
leading to arrests and just escalating the tension.
So we're going from these individual acts.
Right, this is where things shift
Okay.
from individuals to a more organized movement.
Right.
The riot is a turning point.
Yeah.
It's this collective outpouring of anger and frustration.
It's not just about homework anymore.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
about freedom.
Right.
Freedom of thought, freedom of action.
Wow.
The stakes get higher.
Yeah.
The lines between right and wrong get blurrier.
Uh-huh.
And then boom,
Yeah.
we get these surprising revelations about the characters' connections.
Oh, so like what?
So we learn that Jason's parents were arrested during the riot,
Oh, wow.
making his rebellion even more personal.
Right.
We find out Charlie's family
Okay.
is connected to Princess,
Oh, wow.
creating this unexpected alliance.
Okay.
And then in a truly dramatic entrance, Nicole Thibodeau arrives.
Oh, wow.
It's like all these separate storylines are starting to converge,
Yeah.
weaving this intricate tapestry of relationships and motivations.
And where does that leave us?
It sets the stage for some really desperate measures.
Okay.
Carson, Jason, and Princess hatch this plan to expose the flaws of the AI and break out the imprisoned adults.
Wow.
With Nicole leading the charge.
Oh my gosh.
It's not just a game anymore. It's a revolution.
Yeah.
They're risking it all for change.
And what are they up against?
Well, they've got constant surveillance.
Right.
Limited resources. And this hurricane barreling towards them.
Oh my God.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah.
But they're driven by this sense of injustice, this longing for a world where human connection and freedom are valued.
So how are they going to pull off this jailbreak?
Well, their plan hinges on using the very technology that's been used to control them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Carson's hacking skills become their weapon.
Oh, wow.
A way to disrupt the AI and to create an opening.
So how do they manage to escape?
That is the question.
That is the question.
And we will be diving into that and more next time.
All right, sounds good. I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
All right, everybody, stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into Written in Purple.
See you then.
Last time we left off with this incredible jailbreak about to happen.
Right in the middle of a hurricane?
Yeah, the stakes couldn't be higher.
Yeah, it's a real pressure cooker.
And they're risking everything.
Everything for a chance at freedom.
So how does this jailbreak even go down?
Well, the scene is so well written.
Yeah.
You feel the tension building with every page.
Right.
You got the hurricane raging outside,
Right.
the clock ticking inside, and this constant threat of being discovered.
Yeah.
But even in the midst of all that chaos, you see these glimmers of humanity shining through.
Like what?
Like when Jason, he's about to escape.
Right.
But he stops to save this little girl from being swept away by the floodwaters.
Oh, wow.
He risks his own freedom to help someone else.
That's incredible. What do you think that says about him?
It shows that this fight isn't just about personal freedom.
Right.
It's about protecting the vulnerable.
Uh-huh.
It's about creating a world where everyone has a chance.
Right.
And his actions and the actions of the other rebels remind us that true courage isn't the absence of fear.
Right.
It's about acting despite that fear.
Right. Doing the right thing.
Exactly. Putting others before yourself. And, of course, we can't forget the role technology plays.
Oh, absolutely. Carson's hacking skills are crucial.
Yeah.
He creates this blackout that disrupts the robotic surveillance.
Right, at the perfect time.
Exactly. It gives them that window to escape.
It's almost poetic.
It is. It's like they're using the tools of their oppression to fight back.
Right. It's turning the tables.
Yeah, and it makes you think about how technology can be used for good or bad.
Right.
In the wrong hands, it's control and manipulation.
Yeah.
But in the right hands, it can be liberating.
It could be a force for good.
Exactly.
So they get out of jail.
Yeah, they make it to their intended refuge.
Okay.
The school basement.
Uh-huh.
But guess what?
Wait.
It's already occupied.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, by another group.
So now what do?
Well, now they have to navigate this whole new social dynamic.
Right, because they don't know who to trust.
Exactly. And it's interesting because it reflects the larger societal divisions in the book.
Right, like who's on your side, who's not. Right, you've got Connor and Pete.
Okay.
These rogue weathermen who broadcast Nicole's message.
Right.
You've got a group of parents looking for their kids.
Oh, wow.
And even Mrs. Leichenberg is there.
No way. What's she doing there?
She's passed out drunk in a cell.
Oh my gosh. Talk about a mix of characters.
It's a wild bunch.
Yeah, and they're all stuck together.
Right, and our rebels have to decide, can they trust anyone?
Right, or will these newcomers ruin everything?
Yeah, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
And then on top of all that, the hurricane throws them another curveball.
Oh yeah, the storm intensifies. Changes course.
Okay.
Makes landfall way sooner than expected.
Oh wow, so it's like nature is adding to the drama.
Right, it's this reminder that nature doesn't care about our plans.
It's unpredictable.
Exactly.
So what do?
Well, they have to work together if they want to survive.
Right.
And you see characters like Connor and Pete, who were initially suspicious, stepping up to help.
That's amazing. How does that happen?
It's like the shared adversity breaks down barriers.
Right.
They realize they need each other.
It's the human connection again.
Exactly. And it really highlights how important those connections are in times of crisis.
Right.
It's those moments of vulnerability, those acts of kindness that help them get through it.
So they're finding strength in each other.
Right. And as the storm rages outside, you see these heartwarming moments inside.
Like what kind of moments?
Well, the teens are comforting each other.
Okay.
Telling stories. joking around.
Trying to distract themselves.
Yeah, and the adults, they're stripped of their usual roles.
Right.
And they find themselves connecting on a deeper level,
Oh, wow.
sharing their anxieties, their hopes.
It's like the storm is stripping away all the pretense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're left with what matters.
The raw human experience.
Right.
So do we get any more insight into any of the characters?
Oh, we do. We learn more about Tony Moreno.
Oh, the jail guard.
Yeah, the one who helped them escape. His story is so sad.
What happened to him?
Well, he lost his wife and daughter
Oh, no.
to the virus.
That's awful.
Yeah, and it fueled his desire for change.
He wanted to make a difference.
Exactly. He was willing to risk everything.
Huh. And then we have Nicole.
Right. She opens up about her struggles
Oh, wow.
with anxiety and depression.
That's brave of her.
It is. And she talks about finding strength
Yeah.
in her purpose as a teacher.
She believed in knowledge.
Yeah, in critical thinking.
It's interesting that the book shows us this side of her.
Right. She's not just a fearless hero.
Yeah.
She's vulnerable. She's flawed.
But she's still fighting.
Exactly. And she inspires those around her.
Especially Carson.
Right. She encourages him to keep fighting.
To use his skills for good.
It's this powerful moment
Yeah.
of passing the torch.
Right, like the fight continues.
Yeah. Even in the face of adversity.
But they're still facing some serious challenges.
Oh, absolutely. They're still
Oh.
dealing with the threat of COVID Omega.
Right.
And then they get this news about the antidote.
Alphatrox.
Yeah, and it creates this whole new level of fear.
Why is that?
Well, it turns out Alphatrox only works
Okay.
for people who have been vaccinated.
Oh, wow. So it's like the government.
It's this two-tiered system.
Yeah.
Compliance equals survival.
Wow.
Dissent equals death.
That's terrifying.
It is, and it shows just how high the stakes are.
Right, and this control extends beyond healthcare.
Right. They control the media, too.
Tuned in.
Yeah, tuned in is heavily censored.
So they're controlling the narrative.
Exactly. They're feeding people a distorted version of reality.
That's why Connor and Pete's actions are so important.
Absolutely. They risked everything
Yeah.
to crack open that wall of propaganda.
To let the truth out.
And their broadcast had a huge impact.
People started questioning things.
Yeah, demanding answers.
But it came at a price.
Right. They were branded as fugitives,
Enemies of the state.
hunted for their ideas.
So now they're stuck in this shelter.
Right. With the storm raging outside.
And they have this impossible choice.
Stay hidden or risk everything
To keep fighting.
to spread the truth.
What a cliffhanger.
I know, right?
So much is happening, and I feel like the tension is at like a breaking point.
It really is. Everything's coming to a head.
Right, and we left off with this impossible decision.
Right. Stay hidden or risk it all to keep fighting.
And then on top of everything, you've got this hurricane.
Yeah, it's like a force of nature unleashed.
Right, like a metaphor for the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's both destructive and transformative.
And right in the middle of it all is Nicole,
Yeah, Nicole Thibodeau.
knowing her time is running out.
Yeah, weakened by the virus.
But instead of giving up,
Right.
she decides to use her last bit of strength to expose the truth.
About Alphatrox and the government's lies.
It's incredibly selfless.
It really is a testament to the power of one person,
Right, to stand up against a whole system.
even when facing death.
And I love how she uses Connor's equipment.
Yeah, that broadcasting equipment.
It's brilliant because she knows the official channels are controlled.
Right, but she also knows that in this digital age,
Yeah,
information can spread so quickly.
like wildfire.
Exactly. Truth has a way of getting out.
And her message, it really resonates.
Oh yeah, with those who've been silenced and lied to.
And it's not just what she says,
Yeah.
it's the context.
Yeah.
She's dying from COVID Omega,
Because she refused the vaccine.
but she's still got the Alphatrox.
Proving the government's claims are false.
And then you have Tony Moreno there with her,
Yeah, risking his life to support her.
former law enforcement officer.
Validating her claims, exposing the system.
It's such a powerful image.
It really is. It shows that even the most powerful regime
Yeah.
can't control the narrative forever.
There will always be those who speak truth to power.
Exactly. Shining a light on the darkness.
But that light comes at a cost.
Yes, unfortunately.
Tony is killed protecting Nicole.
A heartbreaking sacrifice.
It shows how dangerous it is
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo.
And Nicole, while her message got out,
Right, millions saw it.
she's captured.
Her fate unknown.
It's a reminder that the fight for freedom is long and difficult.
It doesn't always end in victory,
Right.
but even with the loss,
Yeah.
there's still hope.
The other rebels managed to escape.
into the storm.
carrying the weight of Tony and Nicole's sacrifice.
They're fugitives now,
Hunted by the authorities.
but they're not giving up.
They saw the power of their actions,
Right, Nicole's courage sparked something
and they're going to keep fighting.
to spread the truth and build a better world.
That's where Written in Purple leads us.
With this mix of sadness and hope,
Right. No easy answers, no neat resolution.
just this powerful image of the rebels disappearing into the storm.
Their future uncertain, but their spirit's strong.
It's a challenge to the reader.
Right. To think about the questions the book raises.
The choices we face when we see injustice.
What sacrifices are we willing to make?
To stand up for what we believe in.
Makes you examine our relationship with technology.
Right. Is it controlling us or are we controlling it?
And what kind of world are we creating for the future?
So as we finish up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we're left with this question.
Can small acts of defiance make a difference?
The book doesn't give us a clear answer.
But it suggests that even in darkness, the human spirit endures.
Hope can bloom anywhere.
And the fight for freedom and truth.
It's a fight worth having.
And it reminds us that we're not alone,
There are others out there.
fighting for a better tomorrow.
Their stories inspire us and give us hope.
That change is possible.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into Written in Purple.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope it's sparked your curiosity and given you some things to think about.
Keep questioning, keep exploring, keep diving deep.
Until next time.